One, multinational Aspen, the largest drug company in Africa, has officially opened its anaesthetics manufacturing line in Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape. The Minister of Trade and Industry, Ibrahim Patel, took a tour which included the STERILE facility where the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines are being produced. eNCA reporter Govan Whittles is in Gqeberha. Let's cross over to him now for the latest. Govan, good afternoon. What does this mean for South Africa as a country, this new development there with Aspen and the capacity to produce high-quality medical products?
Well, it means two important things, Bradan. Firstly, that there will be new jobs available here in Gqeberha and in the Eastern Cape more broadly, not only for the 120 people or so that will be working on the new production line for anaesthetics, but also downstream industries, and particularly some industries that supply the production line, those that make the vials, those that make some of the non-contamination gear that we were wearing a little bit earlier. So it does mean opportunities, but secondly, it raises South Africa's stature in terms of its capacity to produce high-quality pharmaceutics, and it'll also contribute more to the GDP because this facility will be exporting about 90% of those anesthetics that it makes. It is important because anesthetics are also used in the treatment of COVID-19, particularly for patients who are put on ventilators, but the anesthetics plant being at this specific location enables South Africa to establish itself as an anesthetics manufacturing hub, not only for the African continent, Bradan, but for the Southern Hemisphere in its entirety. And we spoke to the CEO of Aspen, Dr. SAAD. He's obviously very proud about this and what it could mean, but also very proud at the international recognition that the company has been receiving from France, from Germany, and even from some representatives in the White House. Let's have a look at what Dr. SAAD had to say.
You know, the anaesthetics were an important part of a COVID regimen as well. So to be able to control your own destiny, what we found is those with manufacturing capacities, those with capabilities, serve themselves first. And so it's important for us to be not to be at the back of the queue. So that is what anaesthetics does for us at a social level. What it also does for us is it creates jobs, it creates financial opportunities for the country, and it's going to be something that will create export revenue, which is, you know, we've got a massive trade deficit in pharmaceuticals, and that would give us a positive.
Okay, the Minister of Trade and Industry was there as well. I wonder what he had to say about this new development of this new anaesthetics manufacturing line, which, as you say, Govan, among other things, is going to contribute to more jobs.
Well, he's obviously very excited, but also at the prospect of what this would mean for the importing of South Africa. Essentially, he's saying that South Africa's import bill is currently about 25% of its GDP, Bradan. That's about R1 trillion. Comparatively, Brazil's import bill is about 10% of its GDP, and the United States import bill is about 12%. And Minister Patel is saying that when it comes to pharmaceutics, they're importing about 31 billion rands of pharmaceutics each year. And he said, look, they understand they have to buy medicines from across the world, but they really want to have something to trade with. And having this facility here now enables South Africa to lower that import bill when it comes to pharmaceutics, but also trade with a little bit more leverage, knowing that we now have the premium manufacturing facility for anesthetics in the Southern Hemisphere. Let's have a look at what the Minister also had to say about the implications this has for South Africa's reputation and its stature as an industrialized country.
Is a serious producer, that we can master the manufacturing, the sterile environment, the technical capabilities to ensure that vaccines and anesthetics are produced to the same standards that apply in the most advanced jurisdictions anywhere in the world. Indeed, last week there was a team of Americans, including representatives from the White House, who remarked about South Africa's capability. And they were taken by surprise, but it's really the outcome of the investment decisions we've taken, the skills development of young South Africans, and the climate that has been created, the environment in which companies and government partner together to get things done.
Yeah, it's a brilliant story, Govan. As we end there, we're hearing Ibrahim Patel, the Minister of Trade and Industry, talking about skilling as well, besides jobs. And just as we conclude, I mean, that line is an anaesthetics line, but we also know, of course, that ASPEN there in Gqeberha is also producing the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. Did the Minister quickly have a look at what's happening there in that part of ASPEN after the launch of this anaesthetics manufacturing line?
He did indeed, Bradan. He says that according to the latest trade reports, they've produced about 100 million vaccine doses here. Of course, this facility could produce up to 300 million. That's when it's running at full capacity. And the minister looking quite impressed by what he's seen today, particularly the automated nature of this plant here in Gqeberha. He's also thrown his weight behind talks that are currently underway between ASPEN and Johnson & Johnson to allow ASPEN to receive the full licensing to produce the vaccine through its raw materials right here at this Gqeberha plant. It's something that South Africa as a country has been calling for. It's talks that we called for to be initiated through our president at the World Trade Organization. And Stephen SAAD, the CEO, saying they're making significant progress on this. Minister Patel saying they want that agreement signed as soon as possible because based on what he's seen here, he wants South Africa to have the ability to produce vaccines in case we need booster shots, and the rush to get more vaccines starts all over again internationally. So the minister saying he's very impressed by what he's seeing here, and he wants the next announcement from ASPEN to be that it's concluded that agreement with Johnson & Johnson, and we're now able to manufacture those vaccines almost in the entirety here in South Africa.
All positive news coming out of ASPEN'S facility there in Gqeberha. Thank you very much, Govan Whittles, reporting to us about that launch of a new anaesthetics manufacturing line in the ASPEN facility in Gqeberha, which, by the way, also is now manufacturing COVID-19 Johnson & Johnson vaccines. And we've known that for some time, but they want to ramp it up, and good luck to them. Positive news indeed. We can all do with positive news nowadays. Thank you very much, Govan Whittles.